Hi everyone, I'm Frank from the City of Games, and today I've got something quite special to share with you guys, and this is a little bit different to my usual videos because Meeple Realty have just delivered to me an insert for the Isle of Cats, and this, oh my goodness, am I happy to share this with you guys. So this is an officially licensed product that I've been working with them on for the last few months, and now it's available. You can go to their website today and you can pick it up, and I'm going to walk you through how it looks like, what it's going to do, and so on. Now, just a couple of clarifications. Firstly, this is an officially licensed product, which means that Meeple Realty have asked us and have permission to make, produce, and sell this product. They are selling it directly themselves. You cannot buy this from me, unfortunately, right now. However, you can get it from them, and if the demand increases, then hopefully we'll find more ways to make it more available for people in the slightly harder to reach countries. So if you've got any questions or concerns, then ask in the comments below, or please do get in touch with them and I'm sure they'll be happy to help you. But that's enough talking. Let's get straight to what this looks like. So when you get it, it's going to turn up in this little package like this. You will see that it's got the various different, it's kind of, if you've never had an insert before, it's kind of like a punch board where it's wooden sheets that have the different shapes and things cut into them. And then you're going to push them out, break them through and assemble it. So it's a very straightforward and easy task. And you'll see there's a little bit of information over here as well. Now there's a number of sheets involved, and what I've done is I've already pre-made one. So I'm just going to show you exactly what it looks like. Now, if you're concerned, you are going to get an instruction booklet with this, and this is going to teach you exactly how to make this and how to put it together. As I say, it's quite straightforward. It took me about half an hour to 40 minutes with me doing it for the first time, having not really seen what the final product was going to look like as such. You'll see that in the instructions, it's just going to show you the 5 different kind of punch boards or wooden sheets and what you can expect on them, and they're going to be labeled, so P1A, P1B, and so on. And then when you start assembly, you'll see that it's going to tell you which parts you need to take from which sheets in order to build up the various parts. So it's a very straightforward process. I didn't find it difficult at all to work out which pieces I needed, and you can see there's just 2 pages of assembly, and then there's another page that tells you how to kind of put it into the box and how to actually use it. I don't want to show you too much of that though, because I want to go straight into the box. I want to show you guys exactly how this looks, because once you've opened this, you are going to see that the entire game, this contains the base game, it contains the Late Arrivals expansion, it contains the Kickstarter pack, and it also contains the Bag of Cats. It also has room for sleeved cards, so whilst the cards in this demonstration are not sleeved, you would be able to sleeve your cards and fit them in too. So on top, you're going to find your various kind of rule books and sheets that come, and you're also going to find your score sheet. Then you're going to find all of your cat tiles just neatly packed away and folded into this corner. But then you're going to see the beauty of the insert. So along the top here, you're going to see a number of different sections that allow you to sort the cards and keep them all kind of organized however you need. So for example, this section up here has got all of the different lesson modules. So if you find yourself kind of wanting to keep those lesson modules separated and then be able to pick and choose them each time you play, you can keep them here, and vice versa. If there's ones that you kind of keep in your main deck and then ones that you switch in periodically, you can just keep those ones here and keep the rest of them in the main deck. This section over here is for the 5 and 6 player expansion. So if you are not using that expansion, then you can keep it separated. But if you are using the expansion, then you can pull this separate part out and just keep them stored together. And I'll show you that in detail. Finally, over here, we've got the families and we've got the solo modes to keep those all kind of separated out as well. You'll also see we've got loads of cool boxes. So let's just start kind of working our way through and see what's in here. The first thing, which seems like a logical first step to kind of work through over here, is going to be the boat. Now, this is pretty cool. You can see from the side that this is a little 3D boat that's been made to store some of the pieces, and it's really, really neat. So this comes in 2 sections. The first section is the baskets. So you can pull the lid off and then you're just going to have access to the basket tiles as you need them. Then, if you want to put that one back away, you've also got the little container that's then going to store all of the fish throughout the game, which you can just put out onto the table and then have it there for access when you are playing. So that's pretty cool, but let's just assemble that back together. Now these all click on, it's very straightforward, very simple, and as you can see, I can just pick it up. Now, if you're wondering about assembly, if you've not done this before, all of this that I've assembled has been done just with my hands. They do recommend that you might want to use sandpaper, or you might want to use kind of a hammer, or you might want to use glue, but I've assembled this without any of those and I'm perfectly happy with the end result. Now, if you want to put a little bit more care into it, then perhaps you may want to use some glue on some of the edges to keep things together for the kind of more long-term wear and tear, but personally, I'm very happy with what it kind of turns out like. Next up, let's just take this little container here. So this is a 2-part container, and you can see these basically just sit on top of each other for being in the box, but they're not actually connected. This piece here is just for the common treasures, and it's just really neat. You can have all the 4 different types of common treasures stored in there. You'll see that they're easily to access through these kind of finger gaps, and it's just very easy just to take them in and out. So it's a nice way just to keep them stored out the way and nice and tidy. Over here, you've got the little box for the Oshax tiles, and this is going to hold all of your various Oshax tiles for all of the expansions in the game, and everything else is going to fit in here, and it's just going to keep them out of the way. So if you've got more than just the base game, you can keep them in here and you can pull out the ones you want to use and so on. So again, just a really neat little solution to make things nice, quick and easy. Next up in the box, you'll see that we've just got things like the pencil, we've got things like the island, which I'm just going to move out to the side. And then over here, we've got the 2 kind of big core areas. So we've got the 2 separate different card holders. And I'm going to take these out and just go through them because they're really, really useful. They're really, really cool, and they're really, really neat. So first up, you will see that on the edges that you have got the labels that will tell you what's what. So you will see that over here you've got the solo mode, the family, and then the various lessons, and then over here the section for the 5 and 6 players. And you can also see in this section that they've left this corner out, so if you just want to push cards out, they're very, very easy to access. If you just want that lesson module, then you can very quickly grab it and just take them out. So it's a really neat, quick way of getting things in and out of the game and keeping them organized. Now, on top of that, the cards themselves, these ones obviously are here for the setup purposes and storage. This one here can actually be used as a card tower. So as you're playing the game, you can actually just keep the cards stored, and then you can just slide them out as you need to select cards and pass them to other players, which is just a really cool little thing and just makes life really simple if you want to keep them stacked on the table and you're worried about them being knocked over and stuff, especially if you've got all of the cards and you've got them all sleeved. I know that's going to be a very tall pile, so this is a neat way just to kind of deal with that. You'll see this area here. Currently, I've got the 4 colorblind friendly cards in there, but really this is just to allow for kind of expansions and future content and to make sure that as new stuff comes out, there's always going to be that little bit of room. And as I said earlier, here we've got the 5 and 6 player expansion, but what's quite cool is you can just take these slots out and now suddenly you can just shuffle these together and you've got the whole game. Or if you're not playing with the 5 and 6 player expansion, you can just stick this back in and you're good to go. So that's a really neat little touch just to help you keep your cards separated. So I'm just going to move these off to the side, and finally I'm going to show you the last storage part of this, which is the house. So you'll see over here that we've got our various player boards, again all of them from the expansions, and then we've got this little hut which you would find on the island, and this can kind of go out on the table as you're playing. So it's a really neat looking thing, you know, it's got some nice little decoration to it, and it's a really cool storage compartment. So the first thing we'll do is we'll slide off the roof, and you'll see that we've got the Oshax meeple, we've got Vesh's boat, and then we've got the large cat meeples. And again, if you don't have the bag of cats, of course you can just keep the smaller ones in here as well, but I do actually have both the large and the small meeples in here, so if you didn't want to throw them away, you can keep them all in here. And then finally you can just slide this lid off, and then it comes to the side, and then you'll see that the other cat meeples are also stored in there, which is just a really neat little touch. So As you've seen, this is going to give you just different pots that you can put around on the table whilst you're playing to store all of those components. It's going to give you the efficiency of getting hold of the various cards, and it's just a really neat solution to make sure that when everything is in your box, that of course things aren't going to move around. Now, I want to obviously highlight the fact that this is a kind of a luxury item for those of you who want to have a more organized box, people who want to have some kind of quick setup and something that just looks really neat to bring all of the content and the expansions together. This is in no way going to change the gameplay or the experience of playing the game, but hopefully you guys are going to find some joy from this. As I say, you can now get this from Meeple Realty's website. The link is down below in the comments, and if you've got any questions at all, please let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.